Hey there, it's me again to talk about some balloon basics today. Um, the balloons we use are a very special balloon. They're made by a company called Qualitex, and they are a very, very sturdy balloon, the best you can buy. This is called a 260. Basically 260 because when you blow it up, it is 2 inches wide and 60 inches long, which sounds like a lot. It's like 5 feet, but you'd be surprised how quickly you run out of room if you're not careful. So I just wanted to do some really, really basics. I don't want anyone thinking that I'm thinking they're stupid or anything, but you'd be surprised how like some little tiny thing can make the world a difference. So I'm going to start with blowing it up. This is something that a lot of people kind of do wrong. We have our pump here, also Qualitex, very good pump. When you're putting it on, a lot of people just they put it on a little bit and then they go to it. Put it on a little bit more. The reason for that is when you take it off, then you've got more to twist and tie with. You don't have to like be trying to struggle with this little tiny piece of elastic to get a knot in it. So you're gonna blow it up, say like this. And because I've taken a fair bit on the end, I've got like this much now that I can take and tie into a knot, no problem at all. Which that makes the world a difference. Something else that's really important, other than just the twist and tie, once again, put it on a little extra, blow it up a little bit. When you first take it off, the balloon is very taut, okay? You don't want that because if it's too hard and you try to twist it into, don't be rude, and you try to twist it into whatever shape you want it to be into, it's going to break on you. So we do what we call burping it, which is just letting a little bit of air out. I'm doing it noisy that time, just so you know what I'm talking about. And then the balloon is a lot more flexible. Once again, I left lots and lots of room on there so I can tie it with no big trouble at all. Having an extra tail on it, this little bit, doesn't matter. You can just cut it off at the end. It doesn't need to be, any issue at all. The first step for actually twisting a balloon, and I'll try to make sure I get this really clear, you're going to want to just take it in the one hand. Now, you're going to start twisting, say like this. You're going to want to twist it probably like 10 hand turns because you want this chamber and this chamber to stay separate. You don't want air leaking from one into the other and then you get one giant leg and one empty leg or a face that disappears. Once you've got the first one, you can't really go on to the next one and start twisting very easily. So take your hand, put this between these two fingers here, and then that leaves the rest of your hands free to do anything else that you want to be doing. And you're not going to lose this original one. And this works even if you keep going. So, take one of your balloons and just tie it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite count to 5 because I two hands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So count to 5 or count to 10, I don't care. Either one, you get a nice firm in between. After a while, you won't be counting anymore. You'll just be doing it. Okay? So now, when you take these out, after a while, they all will come out kind of the same distance once you get used to it. The chambers are going to be different sizes for different animals. This basically isn't going to make a dang thing. But I wanted to show you how to hold that first one in place, and then you've got the freedom with your hands to do anything else that you want. I'd suggest you just try this and don't even worry about anything else for a little while. You can even practice it more by making some little tiny bubbles instead. See what happens if you let go of that first one. ta-da, it all falls apart, right? So you can start, say, you know, there. Who cares about that stuff? It doesn't matter right now. Right now, you're just trying to get a feel for it. Make a bunch of little ones, whatever, till you eventually run out of space and then stop. Don't worry about wasting some balloons. I'm sure to heavens I wasted 500 of them before I got really good at what I did. I broke a lot. I popped a lot. I screwed up a lot. Don't feel bad if you end up making nothing that looks like anything much for the first little while, other than a couple basic designs. There's no shame in just not getting it at first. That's really normal. I'd rather you work on your technique and twisting properly, tying properly, all those types of things, and then you can move on, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is just show you some really basic twists. Okay? I'm going to blow up again, however much. Oh! Poop! Guess what? Sometimes they break. You think you'd be terrified of it, but you know what? It only lasts a second and nobody died. So we'll try that again. Okay. Let a little bit out. You don't have to do it loud like I did the first time. Take this and tie it up. One balloon twister's trick I will tell you. These two fingers right here over your cuticles can get very, very sore from tying and pulling over. If you get a bit of duct tape and just cover your fingers in it, you know, from like, you know, just here down, half an inch, whatever, it will work wonderful to let your cuticles heal back up. Eventually they'll be like mine and you can twist 1,000 balloons and it's not going to make your hand sore at all, but it does at first. Also, I'm talking about hand care. I hurt my thumb, repetitive stress, but that's from a lot of things, not just this. You know, when you're finished twisting balloons, your hand's going to be tight, especially in here, both of them, because you're constantly twisting and pulling and turning and all that kind of thing. So when you're done, stretch your hand out like as much as you can. Stretch it back, stretch it out again. Push your fingers back a little bit, you know, even just while you're sitting there watching TV at night. Just give your muscles a good, you know, chance to stretch back out, because you might feel fine the first day, but it's a lot like exercise. You wake up the next morning and you're like, oh, I can't move my hands. So just take it from someone who already made that mistake. You know, help your hands a little bit, you know, stretch them out. If they start getting real sore, just stop for a little bit and do something else. You don't need to torture yourself for this job, okay? So just a couple quick little twists here, and I will show you again these twists as you do other animals, but I just want to explain just the basics right now, okay? First thing, whenever I tell you that you're going to need to pump it and leave a 10-finger tail, what I'm talking about is this, this uninflated bit. And when I say, like, say, I think this is about 10. So there's 4 fingers, there's 4 more fingers, and there's a couple more fingers. So that's a 10-finger tail. You don't make them this small for very many things except maybe a mouse or a poodle. Poodles have lots of twists. But that's what I'm talking about. When I say leave a 10-finger tail or 2-finger tail, whatever, that's what I'm talking about. And you're going to count them. 4, 8, 2, 10. When we're talking about, when I say, you know, twist a 1-inch ball, a 2-inch ball, a 3-inch ball, a 2-finger ball, a 3-finger ball, we're just talking about the chamber. It's nothing serious. Say I want you to do a small round. Okay, we're talking roughly. That's a small round. It's small and round. Okay? I want a large round. You know, we're going to make it a little bit more plump. Now, that's also kind of like a 1-inch. Maybe say 2 inches, be a little larger, 3 inches, be larger still, 4 inches. You see how they're getting larger as we go along? You know, we're starting out real little, and then we're gradually getting bigger. Some things take a lot of a certain kind. I find that this one here, about a 3-inch chamber, this is used so much. And this one too, probably. There's just, you get used to making this one and working with it, and you're going to have it made. Now, one thing to really help you out with twisting, and my last point I'm going to make here before I sign off for the night, and I'll come back tomorrow with a few different actual animals. If you know you're going to need to twist something a lot, give it a little squeeze before you do it. All that does, you see it's almost made it a tiny bit little, but that's fine. What it's going to do is it's going to say make this one much more pliable, right? And it's not going to pop so easy. These ones here, I'm kind of used to doing it, I guess, so I just left a little air in them anyway. But sometimes, you know, you can do them and it's like, you know, you got all the air and it's like there's no real give to it. That little sucker is going to pop on you in no time. So always be sure just to give it a little squeeze. Some people stretch it. I never do. I tried to remember to do it in the beginning. I always forgot. So I just give things that little stretch. And I think that's about it. That's really balloon basics. You're tying, you know, you're blowing up all your different chambers. Definitely holding it between these 2 fingers. That's huge. That's going to help you out so much. Because really, nothing else. It doesn't matter now, kind of what I do with this. It's going to stay twisted. And I can go back and I can twist it all together or whatever, you know, and you're not going to have to redo that because it's all locked really good. So that's the end of the first how-to video. The next video I will actually start with one of the animals, and we'll go from the easiest thing up to harder things. And as you're ready, I'll continue to add more. So I'm kind of hoping that you'll take a real interest in it and keep learning. And that would be absolutely fantastic. So, see you later. Yeah, now I'm just being foolish. Have a great day.